leave nothing to chance and make sure that they're for the opening program. I think we're both excited to have an opportunity to tell Pittsburgh's story. I can tell, and especially the transformation story, which is really a 70-year story, I can tell you about half of it, because I've lived here since 1982. Chuck covers pretty much the whole thing.
One advantage of being old.
So I heard in a brief introduction that Chuck's been a beyond the mover and shaker in Pittsburgh for decades and did share our organization, but has been involved with numerous other civic agencies and has been the guy inside the room as most of the major transformative initiatives in Pittsburgh have unfolded probably over the last 40 years, certainly the last 30, right?
If you ask questions, remember, I forgot my hearing aid.
Oh, no. I have to. I'll take the mic out into the audience. Like I'll do the Oprah Winfrey thing so you can hear it. But I thought maybe I would start with just a quick little overview, kind of where we are today economically, and then Chuck and I can talk about how we came to be here. Right now today times are pretty good in Pittsburgh, and when I say Pittsburgh, I'm talking the metro area. We're actually smaller than Tampa Bay and your metro. We're about 2.5 million people in our 7 to 10 counties. But we're a lot older. Pittsburgh got its name about 250 years ago when George Washington himself rode in here with General Forbes during the French and Indian War and decided they would name the place after the fellow who would go on to be Prime Minister of England, William Pitt. It may or may not have been a great choice.
Your history is lacking, but...
Okay, we'll try again. Where did I miss this with the point of accuracy, right?
Well, if you want a good read, there's a book called The Crucible War. It deals with the French and Indian War, and it deals with what was then called the forks to the Ohio, strategically. Because if you read Fred Anderson's book, The Crucible War, you'll see the strategy that both the French and the British had. The French were looking to come through the St. Lawrence Seaway, come down through the lake and the river system, Ohio, Mississippi, cut off the British to the east. That was the point of animosity between the two. And Governor Dinwiddie, Lieutenant Governor Dinwiddie of Virginia, that's when Virginia thought they owned Pennsylvania, sent George Washington up to scout out what the French were doing on the forks to the Ohio.